Hello all. Today I'm going to talk about Kaspa. A little bit about the investing. Those of you that follow me know about my buy zone. Kaspa has been in the buy zone since November of 2024. And as you can see, it's gone up and down a little bit. It's not at its all-time high. You can see back here in the green, it got up to like 19, 20 cents, something like that. But anyway, it's in the buy zone now. And then a major announcement just happened where Kaspa introduced a new DAGKnight capability to allow for 10 blocks a second, which makes it the fastest proof of work cryptocurrency on the market that I know of. And there are claims to say that it's the fastest cryptocurrency chain out there, even including proof of stake. So, if you want to know more details, here is a white paper that was published in February 23rd, 2023, which talks about the DAGKnight protocol. And, there's a lot of details in here, but the really important thing about a DAG is that it is a uh, direct acyclical graph. And what that means is that each block goes into each block that's connected to the following blocks is um, connected as a graph. And the word acyclical means that blocks don't point back to the past, to the future and then back to the past and circle back. It's a one-way direction. And so to visualize that, there is I asked ChatGPT to kind of explain the different types of blockchains or DAGs, blocks that are connected. And as you can see on the left, you see a DAG, which is just there's blocks that are graphed out and they going in one direction from top to bottom. And you can see they're connected. Now, the DAGKnight, if you read the white paper, it'll talk to you a little bit about um, the way that they eliminated the parameters to make it such that it's a variable based on the network latency. And there's some additional security and technical capabilities that they added to the DAGKnight. I'm not going to go into the details, but if you read the white paper here, it talks about all the details there. But in essence, basically, it's the same kind of block structure with a virtual block parent chain. And then on the right is the traditional Bitcoin chain, which there's one block every 10 minutes that gets created that's connected to the other blocks. And that's how the chain can be validated. Sync, this is every 10 minutes. This is every second. And they actually increased it from one block, I think it's one block a second, to 10 blocks a second. Now, if you want to see this actually in production, you can go to this graph inspector, and I'll just go ahead and turn this on. And as you can see, let me reduce this a little bit. This is actually Kaspa in action today. So you can see all blocks that are getting created every second. And on sometimes there's actually 10 of these blocks that are getting created every second. And you can see all these lines that are connected, kind of like that visual that I gave you just recently. Now, what's really fascinating is you can click on this, like this section here, and you can even zoom in and you can see these blue lines that this block is connected to this block, which is connected to this block, which is connected to this block, which is connected to this block, and then this block's connected to this block. And you can actually click on one of the blocks, and you can go through here and you can read each and what each section is, and talks about if there's a red block, then we know that there's um, um, some kind of attack that's happening. Here's an example right here. So Every block in the DAG is classified as one of two: red, which is an attacker, or blue, which is an honest. So if you see these blue blocks are all honest blocks, and if you see a red, somehow within the algorithm, it's able to determine that this isn't an attacker. And actually, I haven't seen one red here, but I went to the test net and I saw some test nets. They had some reds to kind of, I guess, to vet that out. Another reason why Kaspa is really, a very high performance, very secure, and it uses the Nakamoto consensus. So the people that really love Bitcoin and love the security of it, it's actually that same type of consensus is built into this. It's just a lot faster and a lot more blocks that can be created with it. So I thought that this is really fascinating to watch. I just, sit back and watch this and just can't believe how cool this technology is and the capabilities that the future is going to bring once people start to see the value of what has been developed and deployed. And now, if you want to get into some of the details here, you can kind of see this Casp.fyi will talk to you about, how many real-time blocks per second, how many transactions per second. As you can see, it's not that many transactions because I don't think it's being used to its fullest capabilities. It's been tested in the test net to go, thousands of transactions per second. But as you can see, we're generating between 9 and 10 blocks per second. Um, you can see that there's 1.4 ethahash or ethahash worth of hash rate that's being mined to secure the network. And yeah, so that is Caspa in a nutshell. And I thought that, and we can talk about the price and everything later on, but I thought the technology itself is really fascinating. And, the price is at 10 cents right now. I think the market cap is, where's the market cap here? Do I have the market cap? Don't even know if I had the market cap here or not. But the market cap's like, let's go to CoinGecko and see that. CoinGecko.com. And as you can see, Caspa, I think, is like in the top 40, somewhere around there. Yeah, 49. And it's got a market cap of, what is this, 2 billion? Is that right? 2 billion, 2.8 billion. So it's still it's a medium-sized project, but it has a long way to go. A lot of testing now. You can kind of see here that if you go to the top addresses, there's not that many addresses. I mean, there's 500,000 addresses, but you can kind of see the distribution here. People that hold more than 1,000. It's about 96,000 hold more than 1,000 to 10,000 Caspa. The dolphins that this hold 100,000 to a million. There's 21,000, and then you can see a whales. There's only 200 whales out there, 10 million Caspa. There is a fixed supply. There is an emission schedule. You can see the emission schedule here. You can kind of see that um, every month it gets reduced, and the miners, and as you can see, when the Crescendo hard fork, which got deployed in May just this month, because they're doing, instead of 1 block a second, doing 10 blocks a second, the reward gets cut by 10. You can see that here. And so right now, every block is getting rewarded with 5 Caspa. So thought that I would post this and see what other people thought, see if we can get some more people looking at this technology and start to use it. And that's it. Thank you very much.